A man from Chicago is the new leader of the Roman Catholic Church.
Did you ever think you would see an American pope?
No, but I was so excited.
Once known as Robert Prevost, he's now forever Pope Leo XIV.
Una chiesa che cerca sempre.
In his first words to the faithful as pontiff, Pope Leo spoke of a church that seeks peace and charity. And the Star-Spangled Banner waving in the crowd as onlookers celebrated the historic first election of an American-born pope. It was remarkable and stunning news for the world's 1.4 billion Catholics, including the nearly 2 million Catholics here in Massachusetts. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes. We have team coverage. What you need to know about Pope Leo's background and his vision for the future of the church. We start tonight with Bradley Blackburn and the unprecedented decision from the Vatican.
Lisa, the jubilation here at the Vatican was universal as we watched a 69-year-old American become the leader of a church with 2,000 years of history. This conclave was decided in just 2 days when the world got the news with that puff of white smoke.
About an hour after white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel, the world met Pope Leo XIV for the first time.
I hope he's able to pull the whole world together.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
The first words Pope Leo spoke to the jubilant crowd at St. Peter's Square were, "Peace be with all you."
And when I looked at his face, I really have a good feeling. Even the first time I saw his face.
Leo is seen as a progressive on many social issues. Overall, he is viewed as a centrist. Like Pope Francis, Pope Leo has spent time embracing marginalized groups like the poor. He has dual citizenship between the U.S. and Peru, where he served for years.
He brings really a universality to his life experience, to his ministry, which I think will be keen to helping him reach out to all people.
The 69-year-old Pope was born in Chicago. He went to Villanova in Pennsylvania, an Augustinian Catholic university where he studied math.
Everyone's just kind of greeting each other, smiling, so we're very happy.
In 2023, Pope Francis elevated his future successor to cardinal. Now he is the leader of the world's 1.4 billion Roman Catholics.
Here in Rome, the new pope is also known as the Latin Yankee. He is an American, but undoubtedly a man of the world. And now the whole globe is watching where he will lead this church. At the Vatican, I'm Bradley Blackburn, WBZ News.
And that is the real question tonight. Where does this pope stand on the issues? In the past, he's said he is against ordaining women, but supports a focus on climate change and a more inclusive church. His record is more ambiguous on communion after divorce and blessing same-sex couples. The appeal of an American pope is already being felt here in New England. As Samantha Cheney found out, a local mass saw a boost in parishioners just hours after the announcement.
Catholics in New England, they say that they are optimistic and really looking forward to the future of their church after learning that Pope Leo XIV, an American, will be leading them.
Really inspirational to Catholics in America.
There's a sense of pride beaming through New England.
I was so excited.
I was really surprised. I thought it was really cool.
Students at St. Augustine School in Andover are feeling a special connection to newly elected Pope Leo XIV.
I think it was really cool that he was an Augustinian and not St. Augustine School.
After the news broke, congregants of the Church of St. Agnes gathered in Arlington to celebrate new beginnings.
What are you hoping to see with the new pope?
Fabiola Aguilera says she hopes the Chicago native will be like the late Pope Francis and represent everyone.
It was the voice for the people who didn't have voice.
In a special mass Thursday night, Father Mark Bishop said the same.
I think it speaks to what America is. Leo comes from a family from immigrants, right? Peoples from many different worlds.
He called congregants to lift the Holy Father in prayer.
He is not a saint, perfect angel. He is one in need of our prayers.
One who's now under a great deal of pressure with great responsibility.
I pray that we have who we deserve, who's going to serve us and truly be the right pope for our time.
And the celebrations for Pope Leo won't stop after Election Day. Father Bishop, he told me that all weekend they'll be holding him in prayer, and for a long time after that. Here in Arlington, I'm Samantha Cheney, WBZ News.
Samantha, thank you. Shortly after today's election at the Vatican, President Trump congratulated Leo XIV.
To have the Pope from the United States of America, that's a great honor. That's a great honor. I'm watching and they said he's from America. I said, that's great.
Now, the president also says he looks forward to meeting the Pope soon. Conventional wisdom held that America's position as a world power made it unlikely there would ever be a pontiff from the U.S. And as Brandon Truitt shows us, the political division in the country right now may have been an added layer in the Cardinals' decision.
The white and yellow bunting is hanging here at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross, signaling a new pontiff. But there was an unspoken understanding for many Catholics that there would never be an American pope. The Cardinals changed that Thursday, and a first for the country and the church.
My first thought was, gee, I should have figured this out.
There are few who know more about the Catholic Church in our area than Thomas Groom, the professor of theology and religious studies at Boston College, on what took so long to get a pope from the U.S.
To put the leader, the political leader of the world, an American, and to put the spiritual leader of the world, also an American, it would be too much.
Pope Francis is credited for bringing Pope Leo up the ranks. Francis made him a cardinal in Peru in 2023.
I've been a missionary my whole life, and I was working in Peru. But I am American, and I think I do have some insights into the church in the United States.
Leo becomes the 267th pope in the history of the church. Most came from Italy, with a few other European countries rounding out the top 5. Here at home, Archbishop Richard Henning calling the selection surprising but not shocking, touting Pope Leo's work in countries around the world.
For Catholics, this is always a big moment. It's sort of the first introduction. Now we have to get to know him.
And Professor Groomer says in these polarizing times, the selection of an American could be seen as a sign that the world stage still considers the U.S. to have good values and leadership. In Boston, Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
Brandon, thank you. The people of Peru are celebrating this papal election. Leo's ministry there and his work as a parish priest endeared him to a country in which he became a dual citizen and where the president says this is proof God loves Peru. But in his hometown of Chicago, the big question was, is he a White Sox or a Cubs fan? Well, the Pope's brother says he has been a proud White Sox fan since he was a kid. So the team made a Pope Leo jersey in pinstripes. People who know him from those early days remember a friendly young man who had a calling. Tonight, I spent time with one of his high school classmates who says even as a teenager, this new Pope was a superstar.
So there's Bob there.
Bob Prevost is everywhere in this 1973 yearbook and now on screens around the world.
When I saw the picture, is that Bob Prevost? And saw the picture, and yes, it was.
Bob Schick was a freshman at St. Augustine's Seminary High School in Holland, Michigan, when Bob Prevost was a senior at the boarding school.
So you had a lot of freshman kids there who were really scared to be away from home. And Bob was one of the guys, one of the seniors, who took people under his wing.
With just 100 students and only 13 in Prevost's graduating class, Schick says it was a brotherhood, and Prevost was a natural leader.
I mean, he was the valedictorian. He was the student body president. He was in charge of speech and debate, editor-in-chief of the yearbook that I'm holding.
He was also in the Spirit Club.
And there he is. He wasn't the biggest guy. Kind of where you'd expect him to be, holding everybody else up.
And the head of the speech and debate team. A teenager with gravitas, but still friendly and fun.
Bob Prevost is the captain of the championship bowling team. In case your viewers wanted to know, is he the kind of guy who would sing along to accordion music?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Enjoying the memories and this moment in history.
Yeah, there he is. And when he walked out, to meet the crowd at first, and you just saw him kind of get overwhelmed in the moment just for a second. I was just so happy for him. I was just so proud for him.
A man from his past about to shape the church's future, he hopes, in the spirit of Jesus.
Compassion and love of the poor and his stance on migrants. All of those things I think are really important to being a leader of such a huge group of people. And boy, now he's just got an incredible opportunity.
Now, the two Bobs didn't see each other again after Prevost graduated from high school and didn't stay in touch. But Bob Schick says he has followed Prevost's career, and as of tonight, he follows the new Pope on X. Pope Leo is getting right to work. These are live pictures from the Vatican, where he will celebrate his first Mass as pontiff in just a few hours in the Sistine Chapel. This weekend will be his first Sunday noon blessing as Pope from the Basilica.